Welcome back to the gray space. I'm Zeke. That is Dre.
Peppers.
And we are back with another fire interview.
Yeah, and this one is a little different
It is.
from our usual ones, man. Because normally we're sitting next to each other, and our guest is normally in the building, but our guest today is in the virtual building via Zoom, and he's on the other side. He's on the other side of the country, my guy. You know what I'm saying? We way west. He's out there on the other side. You feel me? But before we get going, man, y'all know what to do. Subscribe to become part of the tribe. Do us right. Hit that like and comment because you're loving the content. Now, like I said, Zeke, we got a special guest in the building.
Now we do.
And normally I'll write a long soliloquy to bring in our guest, but this one I felt like I had to just go from the top of the dome because that's kind of how this guest fell into our good graces, man. 2021 hit us on the DM. It was like, yo, I got this project. Man, you was like, okay. He was like, can y'all review it? I appreciate what y'all do. I love what y'all do. We reviewed it. It was absolute fire. Absolute fire, right? Exactly what we needed. Bars, cadence crazy, beats different, a coin drop every now and again. You know what I'm saying? A little coin drop, a little ding, like, you know what I mean? You feel me? You see it. Since then, man, he has dropped so many projects. He's got Silky Joints, the EP dropped, and he's got a couple other things, but he just dropped Dinner at Lonely's. And we're gonna get into that. That is fire. I can talk more about our guy, but we're gonna let him tell it. We got my man Kai 45 in the building. Welcome to the gray space, Kai 45. What's good, my guy?
What's up?
Yo, appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, I'm on the other side of the country, but I'm there in spirit. Let's get to it. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, you know, this actually kind of been like a long time coming because Slug Smoke and Mirrors was kind of, you know, you've actually talked about it on Instagram and gave us love, and we really appreciate that. And that was kind of the jump start to you really getting back into it and really hitting it hard, right? But that was also a transitional time for us as well, right? Like that kind of started us and getting into the interviews and doing more reviews and just being way more active. You know what I'm saying? And then you obviously you graced us, sent us the album, you know what I'm saying, the hard copy. Was Bret Hart, right? It was the Bret Hart picture. Yeah. Still got it. It's in the room right now. So and it's great to see, you know, since 2021, kind of where you've been and kind of where you're going. But I want to kind of get into, because we haven't really had the chance to have this conversation, get into the origin story of Kai 45, because you tell it through your music, very much so, and that's what I've always appreciated about what you do. Great storyteller. You use the beats that you connect with to paint beautiful pictures and kind of go off script a little bit, but then get right back on the road. And I always appreciated that. Talk to us about the early Kai 45 and kind of how you got into this whole hip hop thing, bro.
So early on, you know what I'm saying? My earliest, you know, music shit for real. My man's who I used to live down the block with made beats. His name is EJ, fire producer. He made beats, and me and my friends, you know what I'm saying, we would all really be trying to get into a little cipher, trying to see who had the best verses so we can get on these songs. And those are the beginnings of me sharpening my pen and knowing that, yo, I gotta be nicer than niggas if I want to stand out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So fast forward, I kind of got away from the music in high school I had NFL dreams. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people like us got NFL dreams, NBA dreams, whatever the case. People gassing up my head, yo, you could go to the NFL, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So sports came first,
What
and
what
then
position was you playing? Real quick, what position were you playing?
oh, I was playing nose guard and left tackle.
Okay, so using the
Yeah,
trenches for real.
yeah, absolutely,
Respect,
absolutely,
respect.
absolutely. I got great feet. I still got great feet, but
Okay.
but yeah. So yeah, I graduated high school 2012, and I really got back into the music 2014. That's when I actually started like rapping again and really just getting my feet wet. But I didn't start taking it extremely, extremely serious until I would say 2017, 2018.
Okay.
And then that's really 2017 is when I was Car 45. I had a few names before Car 45.
Okay. What
Yeah.
what was the most wild one? I know you got one that's mad wild.
The most wild shit, bro. I went by Megatron. Disgusting.
Okay, okay. Respect.
It's so bad.
Oh man. Well, why? Okay, real quick though, we got to go down that rabbit hole just for a quick second.
Mhm.
Why Megatron? Was he just like your favorite player at the time? Like, what was the meaning behind that?
Megatron, I was a Transformers fan, that's the surface level thing. But around that time, like 2013, 2014, I was getting into like MF Doom, and
Okay.
then I found Zawface.
Okay.
Then I found King G. You know what I'm saying? So all of these, they all had like the illest, like MF Grimm, stuff like that. So it's like they had all these superhero names, the people that I liked. So I was like, well, I need like not a superhero, like not a superhero name, maybe a supervillain or a comic book type name. So that's where that came from.
Okay. Okay. And then what's the origin story behind the name Kai 45?
So Kai 45, my name is Nakai. But everybody calls me Kai since I was a little boy, you know what I'm saying? So the Kai was there, and then 45, it's a multitude of things that came into the 45. For example, like I remember when I first started making beats, I was using 45s to sample off of the little 45 records.
Yeah.
I also was drinking a lot of Coke 45 at that time.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's just a lot of things that played into that 45. So that I was like, I need a name that is gonna be, everlasting.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? And it just flows. Car 45. You know what I'm saying? You can't have one without the other. You can't just have Car. You can't just have 45. It's Car 45.
So it's all one. And
It's over.
it's a beautiful, like, I feel like being on that side of the country, it makes more sense. You know what I'm saying? Because out west, it's quick, it's too short. E4 is boom, boom, Snoop Dogg, right? Like 2 syllables. But then it's
Ice
like,
Cube.
right, exactly. But then on that side is Jada Kiss, right? It's Styles P, it's Benny the Butcher. You know what I'm saying? Conway the Machine.
Ghostface Killer. Yeah.
Ghostface Killer, right? Right. So it works. It works, and it really lends to your style. Let's get into that, bro, because man, what a breath of fresh air, right? Like,
For sure. Yeah.
obviously we've been introduced to the style via the Benny Butchers of the world, Conway the Machines, just the whole Griselda sound, right? But I feel like you've taken that and kind of made it your own in a way. And one of the things that, for the people who haven't listened to your stuff yet, but they're gonna see this and then they're gonna run out and be like, okay, this is the guy y'all talk.
For sure.
You really bring that old school mixed with that Griselda. You
Mm-hmm.
got the samples. It's got that 1995, 96 feel. Some of them ain't even got no 808s in there, right? Then some of them ain't even got no real drums in there. And got heavy samples in the background where you're still, it's like that's almost a challenge for you to go in there and deliver that message through all of that, right? Talk to us about your style, man, because in this day and age, especially you said you really jumped into it 2017, 2018, you could have easily said, man, I'm gonna do what the Migos is doing, or even get into like some drill type of stuff. But you was like, nah, this is the way I want to go about it. Talk to us about that, bro.
Well, I really feel like I was raised by my mother and my great grandmother.
Okay.
I have a very old soul, you know what I'm saying? That's what I grew up listening to, like 1960s, 1950s doo-wop, 1970s soul, you know, to the 80s, you know, the 80s stuff. I grew up listening to that. So when it comes to the beats, it's kind of in my spirit. It's like it's almost etched in my DNA. You know what I'm saying? So that's where the beats came from. And also I'm a student of the game. And there's really an underground renaissance going on right now.
Yeah.
Pioneered by, I feel, in my opinion, pioneered by the likes of like Rock Marciano, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
Alchemist, stuff like that. Of course, West Side did a lot for this culture. There's also people like Theravada, Uncle John, you know what I'm saying? All of these people that are kind of have pioneered this renaissance. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to take on, you know what I'm saying, be a part of that renaissance, just make it my own. Like I don't want to sound like nobody. I don't want to sound like nobody. I don't want nobody to sound like me because I'm still from that era. I'm from the nigga you biting. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like you're a
Right.
biter. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? You know that era. Yeah. So this renaissance, what I wanted to do was really create my own lane, you know what I'm saying? And you know, play to my strengths, right? Because that's just what you do. You play to your strengths. And I've always been a poet, you know what I'm saying? Before I was a rapper, I was very heavy on the spoken word. I was a poet, you know what I'm saying? So that's, and you can hear it in my music. It comes through very heavy. Um, so you know that's the basis of me. That's kind of like my that's why you always hear undertones of just, you know, spoken word. So I think that's what I achieved to do. That's why, you know, the Cop 45 sound really was born.
We were talking about your sound and the Renaissance sound. What what kind of inspired you from like the past? Like you know, what were some of the music genres or artists or whatever that really kind of inspired you to be Cop
Um,
45 today?
inspire. Yeah. So 50 Cent is my favorite rapper. Um, he's my favorite rapper. And he's always been my favorite rapper. And I also really like Common. I really like Ghostface Killer. I love Raekwon. You know what I'm saying? So all of these just wonderful lyricists, you know what I'm saying? Um, really shaped like the writing style. And then, you know, as far as the sonics go, um, you know, like I said, I listen to a lot of Al Green, a lot of Teddy P, of course, a lot of DeBarge, you know what I'm saying? A lot of Switch, you know what I'm saying? Love Bobby DeBarge. Um, you know, all of these things really were my inspirations. And also sonically as well, I really like my music to sound real very like a 70s cut, like real warm. A lot of um imperfections in the sound. You could hear in some of my songs, you could hear the dust and the groove of the record. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I keep all that low end, just to make it feel warm and heavy and just, you know, that's just the sonics of it.
And you know, Dinner at Lonely's is the perfect example of that. I want to say something to you too, bro. Is like the the growth from Slug Smoke and Mirrors to Dinner at Lonely's, right?
Hmm.
is tremendous, bro. And I mean that like we loved Slug Smoke and Mirrors, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the way you were able to like Dinner at Lonely's, you really got in the pocket on some stuff. You know what I'm saying? While still maintaining, like you said, those imperfections, right? Like still having those times where you're gonna finish this sentence at the end of this bar, right? But it's gonna flow so perfect going into the next bar. Um
Right.
I how like talk to us about your growth over the last few years because obviously the country's been going through all kind of crazy stuff and that is what it is. And then obviously you got your personal stuff having to try to get back out there and perform as well within all of that. Try and doing a great job of bringing people with you to perform. I always see a lot of the same cats on the same cards with you. Talk about your growth, bro, over the last few years, man.
Um, really, and I appreciate that you can see the growth. That because as an artist, that's all I want people to see. You know what I'm saying? For better or worse, even if you don't fuck with it, you're gonna see the growth. You know what I'm saying? And really, the growth of from Slug Smoke to Dinner at Lonely's is merely it's just the growth of man. Really, it's just the growth, the growth in my thought process, how I interpret things, how I digest things. You know what I'm saying? It's like you know, I wouldn't even say, and I was talking to my man's Ariel about this maybe like 3 4 months ago. Um, it's not even that the pen is getting better. It's just the thought behind what I'm saying is better. It's not the rapping. It's not the wordplay that's better. It's not the metaphors that's better.
Right.
It's literally just the thinking behind of what I'm saying is just tremendously better. And I think that's really what Dinner at Lonely's is. It's like I've mastered the art of getting how I feel out. You know what I'm saying? In a way that makes sense to me, simple. Like I don't gotta. I'm not the type of rapper. I'm not trying to go way over fucking heads because what's the point? What's the point of cooking this meal if you're not gonna enjoy it and digest it? You know what I'm saying?
Talk that.
So really, it's straight. It's to the point. It's simple. It's not intricate, but you feel it. It's poetic. It's the Tupac effect almost. Not I'm not comparing myself to Pac. I'm just saying the
Gotcha.
beauty in Pac's pen was the fact that he can make you feel something. You know what I'm saying? He could take what was in here and translate it to the pen and the paper, and it came, and it was very concentrated. And I feel I have the same blessing. I'll call it that.
Okay. I got a rando question to ask you. This is totally, and it just popped in my head. And I've been meaning to ask you this because I'm a Dodger fan. You see the D on the head, you know what I'm saying? And pause. And like that was wild.
Yeah. Oh man.
But I'm a Dodger fan, and we now have a guy that used to play for the Mets and Noah Syndergaard. And I want you to be honest about this, man, because I feel like you made that song, Noah Syndergaard, and he stopped pitching. He stopped throwing them 100 miles. You know what I'm saying? Now we have him, and that arm is just
It
low,
ain't the
bro.
same.
It's low main, bro. All noodles. You know what I'm saying? Like it's terrible, man. So did you like what'd you do to Noah Syndergaard, man? Did y'all have like
Bro, I felt like I probably took the nigga's powers like fucking
you
Space
did,
Jam or some
bro?
shit, bro. I feel like once I the song was so fucking fire that it took
It
all the
was.
niggas power away. Like that's really what it is because he's throwing some bullshit right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Trust
it's like at the time that I was making, at the time that I named that song, he was lighting shit up, bro.
Yes. Yes, he was.
Lighting shit up. That's
Yeah.
back when we had him and we had DeGrom.
Yeah.
Like when DeGrom was DeGrom, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't know what happened to Noah Syndergaard. Hopefully, if he makes a comeback though, me and Ariel might gotta run that back for part 2.
Okay. Look, for my sake, I hope he makes a comeback because
Yeah,
he has not done anything this year
I
at
don't know.
lit up. So yeah, you you
Making
you
me look
Thanos,
crazy.
you Thanos that man. You straight up Thanos man. You got him out of there. You know what I'm saying? So
A soul for a soul, brother.
I'm telling you, Zeke, you got something?
Yeah, man. I love your penmanship, man. I love the way you write. It's beautiful. I really truly mean that, man. I've been diving into this album more and more. I love it. I love it sonically, kind of like what you were saying, the Renaissance part of it. I love the like you said, like the dustiness of it, the warm sound. I love that. I love that there's not a lot of drum in here.
Hmm.
A lot of bass. It just works so well, and I feel like that's like a big risk to take these days. Because it's like everything you hear, it's just like in your face pop hip hop. You know, and
Absolutely.
and I think it's interesting because in Wally Ware's, it said that there's a bar in there. It's like you put out a trash album, but yet you do another deluxe album. I thought of that,
Yeah.
right? And I kind of want to dive into that because I think it's kind of interesting because, well, what's your take on today's hip hop today?
Um, I'm a student of hip hop, and I love all types of hip hop. The only part that I don't love is when people don't put their heart into it. And when it's apparent that you didn't put your heart into it, I don't fuck with it. And it could be, you could put your heart into any style of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Lil Baby goes crazy. You know what I'm saying? Um, and Earl Sweatshirt goes crazy, and everything in between. You know what I'm saying? But when I feel like you microwaving it and you just doing this shit to do it, I don't fuck with it. And that being said, I feel like a lot of people um see the art form as a I don't know, they do the shit to flex almost. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? It's not sincere. There's no sincerity in the music, I feel like. And that's the type of hip hop that I don't fuck with, for real.
Mhm.
Um yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
Like if it's not sincere, I don't fuck with it.
right. And Dre and I talk about it a lot, right? Because we love listening to music and we talk about it. And I think what we've kind of come to as well is there's a lot of copycats today, right? Like it just a lot of just stuff just sounds the same. And I kind of going back to what Dre said was, it's nice because you're you're doing so you sound like Kai 45. There's nobody that sounds like you. And
Mhm.
I have to applaud you for that because whether people like it or not, like that is a feat on its own because I feel like that has gone by the wayside, with a lot of genres of music today, and it's just it's just not that interesting, and
Absolutely.
yeah, so I gotta applaud you for that, man, because I think you're just totally original, and I love your sound, man. It's just really good stuff. So,
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. We need it really comes down to originality. We need more people that want to be original. And sometimes to be original, you gotta take risks. You know what I'm saying? You gotta take risks. You can't sometimes you gotta go if niggas are going left, you know what I'm saying? If niggas going left, you gotta go right. You know what I'm saying? People going north, you gotta go south. You know, you just got to be willing to take that risk, um to get that originality off sometimes. Like, I'm from the era where everybody kind of sound different. You had Wu-Tang, and then you had what I'm saying, you had Common, you had Biggie, you know what I'm saying, you got Nas, all these, you got Jay-Z, you know what I'm saying, you got the Lost Boys, got Big L, you know what I'm saying? Andre 3000, all these people, and they all are distinctive. There's something about them that's signature to them. So I really feel like we should get back to that.
Yeah. It's funny, like Me and Zeke literally just had this this same conversation right before I left. It was like a week and a half ago, something like that. And we're actually planning to do a whole episode basically paying homage to some of the pioneers coming up soon. And I mean, I think that's the difference, right? Like, even when you were naming off your favorite rappers, none of them are really the same. Like 50 is nowhere near what Common does, and Common is nowhere near what Raekwon does. You know what I'm saying? So I mean,
Right.
Space and Raekwon, but even those are two very, very different. That's why
Mhm.
thing was so great, because everybody was a little different. You know what I mean? Uh,
Yeah.
talk to, taking all of that and taking kind of what's happened over the last few years. Talk about Dinner at Lonely's, man, because I think when I first called Zeke, I was like, yo, this is like a movie, low key. Like, it's like the soundtrack to a movie.
Hmm.
I don't want to talk too much. I'm gonna let you have the floor. Talk to us about Dinner at Lonely's, and what was your inspiration behind the album, bro?
My pleasure. Dinner at Lonely's was really born. Um, bro, I go through these weird shit, like this weird shit where like I could be sitting down and then I'll see something and that'll spark it, and I'm like, that's the album right there. That's what it is.
Okay.
It could be a spider creating a web. It could be somebody, what I'm saying, flying a kite. It could be whatever I feel, whatever resonates with me at that point in time. That's where I draw the inspiration from. That's the canvas. So for dinner at Lonely, um it was actually like 1940s, 1950s noir films, the black and white detective joints where it's like stick 'em up, yeah, those type of shits. You know what I'm saying? The Casablanca type shit.
Yeah.
Um, so that's really that was actually the backdrop of like Dinner at Lonely. So when I was writing the music and when I was making the music, it was that's all I could see in my head. And that's why the whole album kind of feels like a rainy night, but you're not in the hood though. You're not in the hood. Slug Smoke, you was in the hood. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
This is not exactly the hood. Which is why it sounds the way it does. And I also, aside from creatively, artistically, I was going through some shit. Um, like for a minute, like I was in a real bad place. And it felt like, bro, it literally felt like I was in a world away from Earth. It sounds like funny as shit, but it felt like I was in this world and nobody else was there with me. But I could see our world just fine. Like I could see our world. Um, but I wasn't there. I was outside of that. And that's what really is. That's like, if you look at the cover of that album, you see Dinner at Lonely's, right? And you see the diner. Everybody else is in the diner. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Everybody else is there. I'm on the outside.
Yep.
I'm on the outside. It's raining. I'm in the hoodie, but I'm looking at the diner. You know what I'm saying? I
Right.
get and but in there, I feel like everybody was lonely in there.
Mm,
So and everybody's eating dinner, but you're still lonely, even if you're in this diner, you're still lonely. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And that's really where it came from. And I did the artwork, myself, just to put that out there. I did the artwork myself.
Nice.
Yeah, I
Fire.
do
Awesome.
everything. I write the music, I make the beats, I do the artwork, um, I mix the music, I do like the art, like the graphics for my the flyers for my shows and shit.
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
do that. I do everything, man. I do everything.
That's fire. I did not know you did the artwork. I know you do
Mhm.
a lot of your own production. Um,
Hmm.
which is Zeke, were you jumping in?
No, go ahead.
Oh, I thought you was double dutching in real quick.
I
Yeah, I didn't know you did the artwork. And now that you've explained that, it puts the album, it makes so much more sense because you get that feeling, right? But you never
Hmm.
know what an artist's intent is, right? We all receive it's like when you were a kid, right? And you whisper in each other's ear, and then by the time it gets to the other side of the classroom, it's a whole different phrase.
It's
We
a whole different thing.
It's a whole different thing. We all receive the same thing different, right? So I'm glad you spoke on that because intent is everything when it comes to our art, right? Um,
Hmm.
Let me ask you something because you just said that you do everything yourself. Um, do you get burnt out doing that? Do you uh is there a point where you're gonna look to because I don't think you ever give up the bars. The bars are always gonna be there. Is there
Hmm.
a point where you kind of look to at least with the production side, to maybe not all the way, but maybe like 50% or 25% kind of go in with somebody and have them produce or maybe work exclusively with another producer on a full project? Like talk to us about that.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I actually, and it's hard for me because I'm not very trusting of people. You know what I'm saying? I don't trust that you give a fuck about my project like I do. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? I don't trust that you're gonna, you know, um, take care of this baby like I am. You know what I'm saying? The baby being my art. You know what I'm saying? Um, I actually worked with another producer for one of the beats on this album, Ruggy, my man's. He sent me Wally Wearers maybe a year and a half ago.
Okay.
Um, and I dubbed it first. I was like, I'm not really feeling it. It's crazy. And then I was going through my email again, and then I heard that beat. And I hit bro on Instagram like, yo, bro, boom, boom, boom. Is anybody using that beat? He was like, nah, it's all yours. I said, oh my gosh. I wrote the song right then and there, and I recorded it, and then I sent it back to him the next day. Shout out to Ruggy on Wally Wearers. That's my shit. But yeah, I absolutely want to start working with other people. I'm actually working with a rapper producer out of Detroit. My man's 42 Cam. Um, he's an amazing producer, amazing writer. And he loves his art like I love mine. You know what I'm saying? So you could look out for that real soon. It's gonna be like a joint EP. We haven't named it yet. We haven't really, got the everything together for it yet, but it's definitely coming soon. But
Okay.
yeah, I definitely wanna I'm tired of doing every fucking
Yeah.
thing.
Gotta be exhausting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure. Man,
it
we got
gets
we got an exclusive too. How about that, man? Get another little EP coming out, man. That's gonna be awesome. I love it.
yeah. You heard it on the Gray Space first. You heard it
There
here
we go.
first.
Sir.
You know what I'm saying?
So I think we got to link you up with a couple of our guys too, man. Got my boy A Dot, Lost Perception, who's crazy. Like no,
Hmm.
A Dot's crazy as well. Uh,
Hmm.
just to get you know what I mean, I would love for you to be like on a West Coast, super West Coast joint, but still doing the COD 45 thing. Cause I'm Big West. Everybody know me.
Yeah,
Real name is West, and it's not, but it really is. You know what I'm saying? Like
absolutely.
Big West. So I would love to hear something crazy like on a Dr. Dre Snoop type of beat, but then you still going crazy doing the COD 45 thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, send all the G Funk shit. Send it all.
Yeah. I
Send
got
all the G Funk joints. You know what I'm saying? I'll go crazy on the G Funk beat.
hey Zig, we gotta tag LP in this for sure.
Yeah, for sure, man. Oh, for
Gotta
sure.
say LP because LP got them classics, bro.
Yeah, I want to get on some other type of joints. You know what I'm saying? Get me out of my element. Um, Bring me to another world, and then I bring that other world to mine, and then we make something beautiful. I think that'll be phenomenal.
For sure.
I do you have a favorite song or favorite track on the Dinner at Lonely's?
I have a few I really love. Of course, the last track, I Still
Mm.
Cry Sometimes is probably, I think that might be the best verse I ever wrote. Not to anybody else, but to myself. Just because it's an ode to my grandmother who raised me, as I said earlier in the interview. Um, that was actually also the hardest song for me to write, just because when it's for somebody of that magnitude, it's hard to like I said, to find the words for this shit, I had to search through them. Like, you get kind of choked up. Like, what can I say? How can I put this? Because sometimes you don't know the words to say how people make you feel. You just know how they make you feel. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes you can't put that into words. You just know how somebody makes you feel. Um, so that's one of my favorite joints. I really like Renaissance ceiling art. Um, I really like that joint. And Black Coffee is amazing. Um, yeah,
Man,
those three are probably my favorites.
Black Coffee?
Yeah.
Talk about a way to start a project off. I cut that shit off right away. I said, he did it again. This son of a bitch, he did it again. I called Zeke. I was like, Zeke, son of a bitch, he did it again, bro. He did it again.
Yeah.
That coffee came on. I was like, man, I was like this, man. Throw in the towel, man.
Right. That's how that was the last song. That was the last song I recorded, bro. That was
That's
the last
dope.
song I recorded. And I heard that Boyz II Men sample. I was like, oh nah, they talking to me. I'm gonna talk back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hey, we need to, okay, so Silky Joints, man. Talk to us about Silky Joints, because I love the idea behind Silky Joints. You got Volume 1, came out in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
You dropped the EP last year, right? It was 2022, or was it this year? It was last year.
Volume 2 came, yeah, volume 2 came out last year,
Yeah,
2022,
right?
I believe.
2022.
Yeah.
Everything moves so fast, so I'm just like, was it
Oh
this?
my, yeah.
Crazy. Is there a Volume 3 on the way, or in the somewhere in the list of things to do? And are you gonna have some R&B like artists on some Silky Joints? Are we gonna hear some Car 45 singing? You know what I mean? Who knows? Like, what's going on the Silky Joints Volume 3? Because I love Silky Joints, man. They be hitting.
Hey man, listen, if I could sing, I wouldn't be rapping.
Okay.
If I could sing, I would be Kai DeBarge. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
For Silky 3, I don't I'll say this. A lot of people want Silky 3. Because the Silky Joints series is just, it's a vibe. You know what I'm saying? It's such a breath of fresh air. And it's infectious. It's like, you know, the smoothest, like velvet lyrics and flows over like silky beats. It's like, it's beautiful. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people want Silky 3. I'm not gonna say that it's not coming. I'm just gonna say that I haven't started writing it yet.
Okay.
But definitely, I would like to give the people what they want one more time. You know, let's say three complete the series. I would love to give people what they want one more time.
Okay. And you are obviously a 112 fan.
Oh man, yeah.
Right? Let's talk. Hey, because I'll be down for a Silky Joints Volume 3, all 112 samples, bro. That's my favorite R&B group of all time. And I don't and can't nobody argue. Don't talk. I love Jodeci,
Mm-hmm.
Drew Hill, 112 hands down. I don't want to talk about it. I don't know about the super old school. You know what I mean? They got to pay homage. But for what
Yeah.
I grew up with, it's 112, man.
Yeah. I love 112. Love Slim. You know what I'm saying? I just, yo, that's an idea. That's an idea. I might gotta do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And we
all
might gotta call it
12 cuts, man.
Silky Joints Volume 112.
Making it happen. We making it happen right here.
Yeah, absolutely. I like that idea.
So if you weren't rapping, you said you'd be doing football, but what else besides football? Like, was there something else that you were, if you weren't rapping, that you'd be doing?
Writing movies for sure. I like to think of myself like I'm a rapper, like in the full sense of being a rapper. I'm a rapper, but like sometimes I be thinking like, yo, I'm a bit more than a rapper. I feel like I'm like, you know, like a Jill Scott, like a like a Maya Angelou-esque,
Okay.
like Shakespeare type of, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not only a master of rapping, I feel like I'm a master of like American literature almost, like, you know what I'm saying? Just like if you look at the shit on paper, it's just like I've looked at my lyrics on paper. It's like, yo, damn, that's poetic as shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
I like to think of myself in that sense. I just happen to use rap as the medium.
Okay.
But I definitely would like to start writing films. I think that might be my next lane. Of course, maybe doing a soundtrack. You know what I'm saying? I could do the score. You know what I'm saying? I could
Yeah.
write the movie. I think that's gonna be like my next venture.
Nintendo or Sega?
Oh,
Asking the hard
I'm
hitting questions. God damn.
that's yo.
Well, I mean, because it's kind of about it's kind of in your music too. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh man, I'm gonna go. Let's go. This is fucking tough. I'll go Nintendo.
really? I thought you were
I
gonna
love
say
Sega,
Sega. Okay.
but see, I love like Nintendo and Sega had this thing where it was like they was like going like system for system. Like I feel like Dreamcast was probably the best system in the late 90s, early 2000s. Dreamcast was very ahead of its time. You could actually go online in Dreamcast. People didn't know that. You could connect to the internet on Dreamcast. That
Mm-hmm.
was crazy.
Sure
Mm-hmm.
could.
Mm-hmm.
That was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and Sega had all these, it had Spawn, it had ECW game. Like I'm a huge wrestling fan too. Love wrestling. It had that. It had like like I don't know. But Nintendo is just you can't. The Super Nintendo is like you can't. That's the classics. You know what I'm saying? The
Yeah.
Street Fighter Turbo 2, the Super Mario Brothers 3. You know what I'm saying? That's where we actually people be thinking that Mario Kart started on 64, started on Super Nintendo,
Mm-hmm.
actually.
Yep. That it
So
did.
I gotta go with Nintendo. I got more childhood memories with Nintendo.
Okay. All right. Cool. It's just like you sprinkle your music with a little those little video
Mm-hmm.
game sounds,
Mm-hmm.
and I love
Mm-hmm.
it. So I had to ask the
Mm-hmm.
question.
Yeah,
I had to ask it.
the Street Fighter Perfect,
Uh huh.
the coin, yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
for sure.
Why is that just because you're a gaming fan? Like where did that come about?
How did that start? Um, I just had an idea where, like, one time I just made a song and I said, "Yo, after the hardest bar in the song, I'm gonna throw a coin after it." Just as like gem alert, like that's fire alert. Like, listen
Right.
to that bar alert. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
Right.
Um, and it just stuck, and
Okay.
that was synonymous with the Cobb 45 sound. Like, I feel like if I didn't do, people would feel slighted if I didn't put those in there now. You know what I'm saying?
Legit. Like that's how I know the album has officially started. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
until that coin, we just going through the first like the tutorial level.
Mm-hmm.
They
Mm-hmm.
send you like in Assassin's Creed, you play that little tutorial on the island, and then they be like, okay, you ready to go really? And then you got to go to
Yeah.
another country. Like that's the
Right.
tutorial level, and then the coin hits, and it's like, okay, we in here. The
Yeah.
45 has started. You know what I'm
Like
saying?
I've arrived. Absolutely. Like, yeah, right. That was warm-ups. That was pre-game stretches. Now the first whistle started.
Yes. Yes.
Absolutely. Yes, that's what it is.
So go ahead.
Totally random.
Yeah.
Totally
Mhm.
random. I gotta go. I gotta go here. You're wearing a hoodie, and
Yeah.
it's driving me a little crazy, and I'm gonna tell you why it's driving me crazy because it's 115 degrees where we're at right now,
Uh-huh.
and about 80% humid. It sucks, and I'm a little jealous that you get to wear a hoodie,
Oh,
and
yeah.
so I kind of want to know what's the weather like there because it's like, man, I want to wear a hoodie so bad right now.
And real quick
Yeah.
to add to that, Saturday and Sunday is gonna be a buck 18.
It gets like that out there. It gets like that. That's
It's
unheard
death,
of,
bro. It's
bro.
death. It's pure death, man.
That's crazy to
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Nah,
Yeah.
that's what you call like sweltering. Like that's crazy. That's like you could like fry an egg on the street. That
Yeah.
ass.
100%. Yes.
100%.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like a good. I want to say it's like a good like 85 here right now. But in this building that I'm in right now, it's probably like 68, 67. They got the central air pumping,
Mm.
which I'm very appreciative of. So I was like, let me throw on the hoodie, and also I feel like all rappers look cooler in hoodies. And I said if I'm gonna do the Gray Space interview, I gotta look as cool as possible. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying?
Respect it.
So yeah, I got this is my like, how like Eminem got the zip up hoodie with the hat under with the hood up.
Hmm.
Like that's the Eminem. This the Kyle 40. You know what I'm saying? The hoodie, the black hoodie, hood up. No, took the strings out of it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah.
Just make sure you never do a show in Arizona in particular. You might
Mm-hmm.
be okay in certain sectors. Like I was just in Dago last week. Dago was 75.
Mm,
Say, oh, it was low. I was like, yeah, this is why people pay
mm-hmm.
75. What's the prices out on the east side, man? They get hitting y'all with the ticket out there for the housing. What's like the average
Um,
rent or mortgage out there? It's rando.
bro, I would say we'll go by bedroom. I say a bedroom is like a one bedroom probably might bring you like 1,400,
Okay.
1,500. Two bedroom might bring you like 17,
Yeah,
Okay.
that's like
18.
that's
Still
about
reasonable.
what it is out here. Yeah. You know.
Three bedroom might run you like 20, like 22, 23, 24, perhaps, depending on the area you live in.
Okay.
So yeah, it's it ain't it ain't what it used to be 10 years ago. You subtract maybe $600 from
Yeah, it
that.
used to be like under 1,000 for like a 2 bedroom. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Bring that back. Bring back $25 haircuts. The hell?
Right.
Hey, look, my brother, I ain't got to worry about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm good.
Facts, me either. Me either. But for the youth will never get to experience the $25 haircut. The $10 haircut when I was a little boy.
Mm.
You
Yeah.
remember that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hmm. Oh yeah.
And
ten
25
dollars.
was the tip. 25
Right. 25 was
food and tip.
Hmm.
right.
Now they want the 25, 40 after the 50.
Yeah, now they doing all types of things. Like they giving you facials, pause. Whoa, that was crazy.
That was crazy.
Wow. Wow. That was
That
crazy.
was crazy.
No way.
Oh man.
No way. Nah, no way. That was crazy.
Oh man.
No way. I'm out of here.
Yeah, we gotta let that
Acting
one.
up.
We gonna let that one go. We gonna move on. Man. Hey, Zeke is good for one, like damn near every show. So I don't know how Zeke ain't got one, and both you and I got one. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
I pause
he's
the hell
playing
out of
chess right now. He's
it.
playing chess.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh man.
Oh man.
Well,
Yo,
well, Kai, what's next for you, my guy, man? What's in the works for you, my brother?
right. I ain't touched music in a little while, bro. Since I dropped the album. Shows. I've been doing a lot of shows. Um, you know, uh, probably the Dinner at Lonely's live experience.
Okay.
That might be what's next for me. As far as projects, like I said, I'm working on joint with my man 42 Kim. Um, me and who is Ariel supposed to get in the studio for a long overdue joint project. He's one of the guys that I always keep with me. One of my most trusted men. So I'll probably do something with him. But I really also wanna what I really, really want to do for the rest of the year is produce for people. I wanna do the production for people's albums and shit like that. Like I wanna see how people sound on the Kyle 40 soundscape.
Okay.
You know, I
Yeah.
think that could be dope. Like me taking a break from the writing and just putting all my time and energy into the sound. We'll see what comes of that.
Okay. Yeah, you gotta keep us updated, man. Especially if it's not your project per se, but if you did some work with somebody else and you're producing heavily, or even just like I said, 25% of somebody's project, whatever the case may be. Always
Hmm.
man, because we we can get what we can get out here, and um tuned into the local scene as well, and tuned into some of the SoCal scene. But it's always nice, man. There's me and Zeke always talk about this, man. There's so many pockets across the United States that have great music, and one of Zeke's biggest problems, for anybody who's ever watched the show at any time on any platform, listen to the show, knows that Zeke has a goddamn problem, especially with Apple and the way they set up on how they release artists. And it is hard to find new music. You really do got to research for it, man. And so for you to reach out to us 3 years ago, and for us to not only be in tune with your music, but also Ariel, who you brought up numerous times, tuned into what he's doing as well. Love some of the motivational videos that he does as well, just kind of talking about stuff that he's going through. And
Yeah, absolutely.
don't get that side, you know what I'm saying? Unless you tapped into it, unless you over there, there's we're in the same space, but on different sides of the room, right? And so anytime you guys got something going on, or like I said, not even just you, people that you're tuned in with, man, definitely hit us in the DM. Let us know what's happening, so we can tap in, do some reviews, do some spotlights, get them on the show, however, whatever, man. Because it's always a breath of fresh air, man, when we hear from you, bro. And we appreciate you, bro, majorly, bro.
Nah, I thank you. I appreciate y'all pushing the culture forward. It's just funny, we coming up on 50 years of hip hop, and everybody likes to give praise to the rapper. But what happened to the photographer that's taking pictures of these rappers? What about the people that's documenting? Uh the journalists, the b-boys, the DJs, the graffiti artists. You know what I'm saying? All of this hip hop thing is bigger than the rapper. It's bigger than the person that's actually rapping. It's everybody and everything, and I feel like y'all don't get y'all just due. I feel like the people that are the journalists, essentially you're a journalist.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're documenting all of this stuff going on in the underground space, and I feel like y'all don't get y'all just due. So I really appreciate y'all for just giving artists like myself a platform to really just get our shit out there. I feel like you guys really like score albums and critique albums. I like that y'all don't, it's not like y'all have like it's not a curve. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, oh, he's an underground artist, so I gotta listen to this on a curve because like, nah. I feel like y'all know good music. You know what I'm saying? From Jay-Z's to the Too Shorts to the, you know what I'm saying, to the easy to everybody. You give artists like myself a chance to put ourselves in there, and you judge us fairly. And I just appreciate the gray spaces of the world.
Appreciate you, man.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Uh,
Go ahead.
yeah,
100%.
I was just gonna say, where can people find you and stuff like that? Where can they, find your music, Instagram, all that kind of good stuff?
Yo, you can find my Instagram at Kai45. That's KAIFORTYFIVE. You can find me at Twitter, Kai45, the same thing. Um, find me on Apple Music, Bandcamp, you know what I'm saying? You can find me everywhere. You could Google me and I'll pop up, you know what I'm saying? Um, just tap in, you know what I'm saying? Hit me in the DM, be like, yo, you got any got any unreleased joints, you know what I'm saying? I'll shoot you $5, $10, whatever the case is. I'll slide that to you exclusive. You're the only person in the world with it, you know?
Yeah.
Nice.
That we gotta start you know what I'm saying? Not monetizing the music, but like you said, Apple Music is kind of like fucking piece of shit. You know what I'm saying? They really they paying you pennies on the dollar. They're $1 billion corporation, maybe a million. I'm not sure exactly how much they're bringing in, but I know it's a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? They paying the artist pennies on the dollar. So we got to start, you know, getting getting what we feel we deserve.
For
You
sure.
know, especially if you're taking time, you spending money. You know, making music, you know, costs money. Like running a podcast costs money. You know what I'm saying? You gotta, you know, if you're putting money into yourself, you should be getting it back accordingly.
Yeah. Well, you know, we're gonna sprinkle all the links down. This is the magical place where the links will be down below.
Absolutely,
Not here,
absolutely,
but they are here now. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. I want to say,
Words.
man, thank you so much for coming, man. This has been an honor for me, you know, meeting you for the first time here.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait to see what you do next, man. I am a fan, truly am a fan of you now, but I was always a fan of your music, man. I love your music. I really, truly mean that, man.
Thank you, bro. I
And you
appreciate you.
are welcome anytime on the Gray Space. Anytime you want, man,
Absolutely.
you come back.
Yo, next time we running, I'm pulling up out there. That's a fucking fact. That's a fact.
Okay.
I'm
All
pulling up.
right. All
I'm
right.
pulling up out there for the
Okay.
culture.
Yeah.
For the
Come in the
culture.
winter time though, okay? Come in the winter
Yeah, I
time.
can't do the 118. The
You'll
118
enjoy
is
you'll
crazy.
enjoy the winter. Yeah.
Yeah, the 118 is crazy. Like you can't even go outside. Damn it.
No,
No.
it's
Oh, you
brutal.
go from the door to the pool is what you do.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Straight
And
to
then
the pool.
even then it's a fight for your life.
Right. Oh man. Shoot. Anyways, man, it's been an honor. Thank you so much for coming. You guys stay
Thank you for
safe.
having me.
You guys stay positive out there.
This all.
Yo,
This is the Gray Space.
the gray space.
Peace.
Peace.